Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday. I hope you've had an awesome week so far. It's nearly Friday, which means it's nearly the weekend, so that's always exciting in my books. Anywho, today's question is from Mia from Coffs Harbour. This is actually a really common question. I really like this question. Can I use phytoestrogens to replace estrogen? All right, let's talk about it because this is a common myth, and it is a myth. Let's get that straight. All right, so firstly, what is a phytoestrogen? So phyto, P-H-Y-T-O, means plant, and estrogen, well, means estrogen. So plant estrogen is the literal translation of that word or meaning of that word. And what they are is they're essentially plant nutrients that they're actually in almost every plant food, interestingly enough. But the major classes that are, when people are talking about phytoestrogens in the context of hormones, is isoflavones, which are from soy, and lignans, which are from seeds, from whole grains, from legumes, fruits, veggies, things like that. Now, they are called phytoestrogens because they interact with estrogen receptors in the body. They are not estrogen as such. And this is a really common misconception. Eating phytoestrogens is not eating estrogen, okay? This is really important because in fact, they actually bind quite weakly to estrogen receptors, so much so that they can actually block estradiol, which is one of the forms of estrogen we have in our bodies. And therefore, they're better kind of described as being anti-estrogen almost, which makes it good for some of the more estrogen dominant effects of perimenopause, but they're not like taking estrogen into your body, which I think is what the myth is around this. So let's talk a little bit more about it. Estrogen, some of the kind of foods, I guess, that contain phytoestrogens are like your soy products, like soybeans, soy milk, tofu, think tempeh, things like that. Other foods as berries are not a bad source of phytoestrogens. Also things like, oh my God, my favorite, flax seeds. I have flax seeds every single day. Also things like dried fruits, like dried apricots is a pretty good source. Dates is also a pretty good source. Prunes are a good source. They're dried plums. Sesame seeds, also really high source of phytoestrogens. Garlic, which is a really good one. Peaches. What else? Cruciferous veggies. They're a really awesome group. Particularly broccoli and Brussels sprouts, all really, really good sources of phytoestrogens. And there are also other benefits, obviously, from eating those types of foods. A lot of them are high in fiber, which does help to clear estrogen, old estrogen from the body, which can be really helpful, particularly if you are in that estrogen kind of surge, which can really cause your mood swings and your heavy periods and your painful breasts and things like that. So it can be helpful from that point of view. And also, really importantly, they can be helpful to prevent hormone-sensitive cancers. And that's actually been seen in clinical trials. So that's a really cool benefit of having phytoestrogens. They've also been shown to increase the level of something called SHBG, which is sex hormone binding globulin, which can bind testosterone. That can ease some of that testosterone dominance kind of symptoms, like your hair loss, facial hair, weight gain, that kind of thing. And the thing is, there is quite a bit of misinformation out there about phytoestrogens, because there's been studies done over quite a long period of time, and there was some promising research that looked into heart health and bone health, but the latest research is telling us that there's actually no real benefit in taking them specifically for those reasons. Even if you're taking that supplemental type dose, they're really not giving you that benefit. So, there are some pluses, as I've mentioned, to taking or having foods that are high in phytoestrogens, but they're definitely not an estrogen replacement. So, but please increase those foods. You can definitely, all those foods that I mentioned are going to have other benefits as well as having that phytoestrogen benefit for you. So yeah, please don't stop eating them. They're great, but don't rely on them and think that they're replacing your estrogen. So thank you so much, Mia, for that question. That was a really cool question. Please keep sending your questions in. I love hearing from you. I love hearing what the challenges are, the things that you don't understand, so that I can help you with those. So you can just message me at Susie Garden Wellness on Instagram or Facebook, or through the Spotify app. You'll see a little button there that you can send me a question. Have an awesome week. I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts, or the follow button if you're on Spotify, so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.